everyone, and welcome back to Thesaurus Thrive. I'm Lily, and I'm super excited to be here with you today.
And I'm Ava. It's great to connect with all of you again. You know, Lily, I was just thinking about how often we talk about our day, even in our own language.
Absolutely, Ava. It's one of those fundamental conversation starters, isn't it? How was your day? What did you do today? We hear it all the time. And today, we're going to dive into exactly that. How to talk about your daily routine in English.
That's right. Learning to describe your daily routine is incredibly useful. It helps you practice essential verbs, time expressions, and connect sentences naturally. Plus, it's a topic you can always fall back on when you meet new people or just want to share a bit about yourself.
Exactly. So whether you're a beginner or an intermediate learner, this episode is going to give you the confidence and the words you need to share your day, every day. We'll break it down into simple, easy-to-understand parts, morning, afternoon, and evening.
And we'll make sure to give you plenty of examples, useful vocabulary, and even some phrases you can repeat after us. Our goal is to make you feel comfortable and natural when you're speaking English.
Let's kick things off with the morning, because for most of us, that's where the day begins, right? What's the very first thing you do, Ava, when your day starts?
Well, for me, the first thing is definitely hearing my alarm go off. You know that sound that pulls you out of sleep? So, my alarm goes off at is a great phrase to start with.
Yeah, my alarm goes off. Or you can simply say, I wake up at, followed by the time. For example, I wake up at 6 a.m. It's simple and clear.
Right, and then there's a difference between waking up and getting up. Waking up is when your eyes open, but getting up means you actually leave your bed. So I wake up at 6, but I don't get up until 6:15. That's a common one for me.
Oh, I totally relate to that, Ava. Sometimes I just lie in bed for a few minutes scrolling on my phone. So I get up at is the next natural step. After that, what's usually next for you?
After I get up, I usually head straight to the bathroom, to brush my teeth and wash my face. Simple, everyday actions.
Absolutely. Other common morning actions include take a shower or take a bath. And then, of course, get dressed. You pick out your clothes for the day. Some people also put on makeup or shave in the morning.
Right, so you can say, first I brush my teeth, then I take a shower and get dressed. It's like a sequence of events. And don't forget breakfast. I have breakfast or I eat breakfast are the common phrases.
Yes, breakfast. What do you usually have, Ava? I usually make coffee first thing, and then I'll have some toast or eat some fruit.
I'm a big fan of oatmeal, so I usually make oatmeal or sometimes I grab a quick bite like a granola bar if I'm in a hurry. You can also say I skip breakfast if you don't eat in the morning, which some people do.
Good point. And after breakfast, it's usually time to go to work or go to school. Or if you work from home, you might say, I start work.
If you don't work from home, you might commute to work. This means traveling to work. You can drive to work, take the bus, take the train, or even walk to work, depending on where you live.
So a full morning routine might sound like, my alarm goes off at 7 a.m. I usually get up around 7:15, brush my teeth, and take a quick shower. Then I get dressed and make a cup of coffee. After that, I have some cereal for breakfast and leave for work by 8:30. See how all those simple phrases fit together?
That's a perfect example, Lily. It's all about connecting those actions. Now, let's move on to the afternoon. What does your typical afternoon look like once you're at work or school?
Well, usually in the afternoon, I'm working on projects or attending meetings. You might also say I study if you're a student. The main event for many of us in the afternoon is lunch, right?
Definitely. I have lunch or I eat lunch are the key phrases here. You can also add who you eat with. I have lunch with my colleagues or I eat lunch alone. And where? I eat lunch at my desk or I go out for lunch.
And sometimes, if I'm really busy, I might grab a quick lunch or pack a lunch from home. After lunch, the afternoon continues with more work or studies. You might respond to emails, make phone calls, or prepare for tomorrow's tasks.
It's all about those work or study-related activities. I often have a meeting in the afternoon, or I usually review my notes after lunch. The afternoon is often a productive part of the day for many people.
It truly is. So, for example, an afternoon could be, in the afternoon, I work on reports until 1 p.m. Then I have lunch with my team. After lunch, I usually have a few client calls and try to finish up my urgent tasks before 5 p.m. See how we add the time and the order of events?
Perfect. Now, let's transition to the evening, which for many of us is a time to unwind and relax. What usually marks the end of your workday, Lily?
Well, usually I finish work around 5 or 6 p.m. Then I head home. If I'm lucky, traffic isn't too bad. And then the next big thing is usually dinner.
Ah, dinner. Just like breakfast and lunch, you can say, I have dinner or I eat dinner. Many people cook dinner or make dinner at home, but sometimes you might order takeout or eat out at a restaurant.
Yes. After dinner is usually when the relaxation begins for me. I love to relax on the couch and watch TV or read a book. Sometimes I go for a walk to get some fresh air.
That's right. For me, evenings are for hobbies, so I might say in the evenings I usually practice my guitar or I spend time with my family. Some people go to the gym or do some exercise in the evening too.
Oh, and don't forget the household chores. Many of us do the dishes, do laundry, or clean up in the evening to prepare for the next day.
That's a good point, Lily. Before bed, people often have a wind-down routine. This could be reading a chapter, listening to music, or preparing their clothes for the next day. Then, of course, I go to bed or I fall asleep.
So, an evening routine could be, after work, I head home and make dinner around 6:30 p.m. Then I usually watch a show on TV or chat with my family. Before I go to bed, I like to read for about 30 minutes and I try to be asleep by 10:30 p.m. See how much information you can convey with these simple phrases?
It's amazing how much you can say. And it's not just about telling your routine, it's also about asking others about theirs. This is a key part of any conversation. So, how would you ask someone, Lily?
Great question, Ava. The simplest way is, what's your typical day like? Or you can be more specific. What do you usually do in the morning? How do you spend your evenings?
Yes, and you can also ask about habits, like, do you have a strict routine or do you usually wake up early? These questions show interest and keep the conversation going.
Okay, everyone, now it's time for our practice section. This is where you get to speak aloud. Don't be shy. We'll say a sentence and we want you to repeat it after us. This helps build muscle memory for your mouth and brain.
That's right. Speaking aloud is crucial for fluency. So let's start with a simple one. Repeat after me. My alarm goes off at 7 a.m.
Great. Now your turn. I usually make coffee in the morning.
Excellent. Next one. I have lunch with my colleagues.
Good job. Here's another. In the afternoon, I attend meetings.
Keep going. Try this after work. I head home.
You're doing great. Last one. I like to read a book before bed.
Fantastic. Keep practicing those sentences and make them your own by changing the details to fit your life. Now, to show you how all these phrases come together in a real conversation, Lily and I are going to have a mini chat about our routines.
All right, Ava, what's your typical weekday like? I'm curious.
Oh, my typical weekday is pretty structured, you know. My alarm goes off at 6:30 a.m., which feels early sometimes. I usually hit snooze once, but then I get up around 6:45. First thing, I brush my teeth and wash my face. Then I head to the kitchen to make my morning coffee.
Wow, 6:30 is early. Do you usually have a big breakfast?
Not really a big one. I usually have a bowl of oatmeal or some fruit with yogurt. I eat it while I check my emails and plan my tasks for the day. I like to start working by 8 a.m. since I work from home.
That's efficient. So what does your afternoon usually involve then?
Well, in the afternoon, I usually have my most important work calls. I have lunch around 1 p.m., often a salad or a sandwich I've prepared. After lunch, I focus on writing and content creation. I usually take a short break around 3 p.m. to stretch or grab another cup of tea.
That sounds like a very focused afternoon. And your evenings? How do you wind down after a busy day?
After I finish work, usually around 5:30 or 6 p.m., I like to go for a walk if the weather's nice. Then I cook dinner, which is one of my favorite parts of the day. After dinner, my husband and I often watch a TV show or read. I try to be in bed by 10:30 p.m., but sometimes I get caught up in a book.
That sounds like a lovely routine, very balanced. My routine is a bit different because I commute. So, my alarm goes off at 6 a.m., which, yes, is even earlier. I quickly get ready, have a small breakfast, and then I'm out the door by 7 a.m. to catch my train to the office.
Oh, wow, 6 a.m. That's dedicated. So you have a commute. How do you spend your mornings at the office?
Yeah, it's a bit of a trek. In the morning, at the office, I usually start by checking emails and planning my day. I have a lot of meetings with different teams, especially in the late morning. So I'm often in conference rooms or on video calls.
Makes sense. And your afternoons?
My afternoons are a mix. I have lunch around 12:30 or 1 p.m., usually in the office cafeteria with colleagues. After lunch, I dive into my actual work, which involves a lot of analysis and strategy. Sometimes I have training sessions or workshops.
And then the commute home, I imagine.
Exactly! I finish work around 5:30 p.m. and then take the train home. I usually get back around 6:30 or 7 p.m. depending on the traffic. That's when I finally get to relax a bit. I make dinner, often something quick during the week, and then I like to call my family or friends.
And before bed?
Before bed, I usually prepare my bag for the next day and sometimes watch a bit of a show or listen to a podcast. I try to be in bed by 11 p.m. Weekends are completely different, of course.
See how Lily and I used all those phrases and words we just talked about? It flows so naturally, and you can do it too. Now, we want to share some motivation and practical tips to help you keep improving your English fluency, especially when talking about your daily life.
Our first tip is start small. Don't try to describe your entire day perfectly all at once. Pick one part, like your morning routine, and just focus on that. Learn 5 key phrases and use them repeatedly until they feel natural. Consistency is more important than perfection.
Absolutely. Tip number 2, use a journal. Every evening, try writing down 3 or 4 sentences about what you did that day. Then, the next morning, try to speak those sentences aloud without looking at your notes. This helps connect writing with speaking.
That's a fantastic idea, Ava. My third tip is listen and imitate. Pay attention to how native speakers or other fluent English speakers describe their day. Listen to podcasts, watch TV shows, or even listen to this episode again. Try to copy their intonation and rhythm. It helps you sound more natural.
Yes, listening is key. And here's another really important one. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Seriously, everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers sometimes. The goal is to communicate, to be understood. If you wait until you're perfect, you'll never start speaking. Just try your best and know that every mistake is a step towards learning.
That's such a crucial point, Ava. Confidence comes from practice, not from perfection. And finally, our fifth tip, practice daily. Even 5 minutes a day can make a huge difference. Talk to yourself in the mirror, record your voice, or find a language partner. The more you use English, the more comfortable you'll become.
So there you have it, a complete guide to talking about your daily routine in English. Remember, it's all about building those small blocks of language and using them consistently.
We really hope this episode has given you some great tools and confidence. Practicing how to talk about your day is a fundamental step to becoming more fluent and feeling more natural when you speak English.
Absolutely. And if you found this helpful, please remember to like this episode, share it with your friends who are also learning English, and subscribe to Thesaurus Thrive for more useful tips and lessons.
Yes, your support really helps us create more content for you. We love helping you thrive in English. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and don't forget to describe your day in English today.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll catch you next time on Thesaurus Thrive. Bye for now.
See you next time. Keep thriving.